Here we start our new lesson, matter in our surroundings. As we look at our surroundings, we see large variety of things with different shapes, size and textures. Is this all things are matter? Then what is matter? Let's see the definition. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. Matter is anything which has mass and which occupies in a space. So we see different types of matter. Either they are in the form of solid or in the form of liquid or in the form of gas. Next we are moving to classification of matter. According to early Indian philosophers, matter is in the form of 5 basic elements. It included air, earth, fire, sky and water. These 5 things together we call it as Panch Tattva. Panch Tattva. Modern scientists have evolved 2 types of classification of matter based on their physical properties and chemical nature. On the basis of physical properties, matter is classified as 3: solid, liquid, gas, plasma and BEC, Bose-Einstein condensate. On the basis of chemical composition of matter, matter is classified as pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are the substances which are made up of same kind of particle, and the substances which are made up of different kind of or different type of particle that we call it as mixtures. Example for pure substance is that elements and compound. Different types of mixtures are homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. In this lesson mainly we are going to discuss about only physical state or physical properties of matter. Subsequent lessons we will be discussing about chemical aspects or chemical properties of matter. So, we define matter. Let us ask ourselves a question: what is matter made up of? So, the matter is made up of particles. What are these particles? These particles are nothing but atoms and molecules. So, the physical nature of matter is made up of particles. These particles are nothing but atoms and molecules. So instead of saying matter is made up of particles, you can also say that matter is made up of atoms and molecules. Next one is that the particles of matter are tiny or small. The particles of matter are tiny, you can say, otherwise particles of matter are small. Without any experimental proof, if I said all these properties are there or the physical natures are there in matter, no one will believe. So we have some experiments to prove that. First one, experiments which shows that matter is made up of particles. Take one glass full of water and mark the water level. Afterwards, dissolve 1 teaspoonful salt in water, stir it continuously. After some time, you can see that whatever salt you dissolved is disappeared, but the volume of water does not rise because already we marked the volume of water here. So where does all this salt went? So the particles of salt get into the space between the water, shows that matter is made up of particles. Here you have another one experiment which shows that particles of matter are very tiny or very small. Take 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate. The chemical formula of potassium permanganate is that KMnO4 in 100 ml water. Keep diluting the solution. Take 100 ml water and put 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate. Mix it properly. Afterwards, take 10 ml from that and add to 90 ml water. After adding that, mix it thoroughly and make the solution. Afterwards, from second one, take 10 ml and add to 90 ml of water. Continue this process. You can observe that after many dilution, water is still colored because few crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large volume of water because there are millions of tiny particles in each crystals of potassium permanganate. From this we can say that particles of matter are very small or tiny. Next we are discussing about characteristics of particles of matter. Particles of matter have three characteristics. Particles of matter have space between them, continuously moving, and they attract each other. Without experimental proof, no one can believe this, so we will explain this with the help of some experiments. So here we have first experiments to show the particles of matter have space between them. Take a beaker and add water in that, mark the water level. Afterwards, dissolve 1 tablespoonful sugar in water and stir it continuously. So afterwards you can observe that whatever sugar you dissolved, it disappeared. But the volume of water does not rise. Already we marked the volume of water here, so we can easily identify that. So which means that the particles of sugar occupy the space in between the particles of water, which means that particles of matter have space between them. Second experiments that shows particles of matter are continuously moving. So for that, put a few drops of blue ink in a beaker containing water. Ink is your choice, you can take any color. So after some times you can observe that blue color starts spreading without stirring the contents of water, which means that particles of matter possess kinetic energy and are continuously moving. Here you have another experiments also proves the same. Particles of matter are continuously moving. Experiment is that lighting of incense stick. So when you lighten the incense stick, the fragrance of incense stick in one corner of a room spread in whole room quickly, because the particles of gas produced by burning incense stick move rapidly and mix with the particles of air, which means that particles of matter are continuously moving. So here what happened? Both kinetic energy is common there. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is that energy due to motion. Energy due to motion. When temperature or heat increases, at that time kinetic energy also increases. So the particles will move very fastly. So above activities, we observe that particles of matter intermix one thereon with each other. They do so by getting into the space between the particles. So the intermixing of particles of two different types of matter, that we call it as diffusion. Intermixing of two different types of matter, that we call it as diffusion. Example, salt. Salt is a matter, that is solid matter. Water is a liquid matter. Intermixing of these both, that we call it as diffusion. Gases. Different types of gases are there in air, we know. Carbon dioxide is there, oxygen is there, nitrogen is there. So they all stay together. This intermixing of gases, that also we called as diffusion. So the intermixing of solid into liquid, liquid into gas, or gas into liquid, gas into gas, liquid into liquid, all these things we called as diffusion. Diffusion, in the case of solids, they have very slow diffusion, because in the case of solids they are very hard and rigid, so diffusion will be comparatively low. In the case of solid, they have faster diffusion, and gases very fast diffusion. So here in this diagram you can see that two different types of particles. One is that in red color, another one is that yellow color. That imagine that are two different types of matter. One is staying in red color and another one is in yellow color. So after diffusion, what happened here? You can see the intermixing of the particles. Intermixing of yellow and red color particle, which means that diffusion makes the particles to intermix. Just think, a smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell of cold food you have to go close. Why? Already we learned that here hot food means what? The temperature increase. Obviously we learned when temperature increases, kinetic energy also increases and the particles move very fast. Particles move very fast. So, particles of hot food have more kinetic energy, hence the rate of diffusion is more than the particles of cold food, so they move several meters away. Important point, temperature increases, kinetic energy increases, which leads the faster diffusion. Next experiment that shows that particles of matter are attract each other. Open a water tap, try to break the stream of water with your fingers. When you are keeping fingers, that particular portion will be, water will be breaking there. But again when you are removing your hands, they will rejoin and flow down, which means that the water molecules are attracting each other. So from that we can identify that particles of matter attract each other. So here I am given some question to think, which of the following are matter? Already we discussed that which have space and which occupies in a space and which have mass, that we called as matter. In the case of chair, hair, almond, they all are matter. Love, hate, thought, cold, is these all things are our feelings. Feelings are never considering as a matter. Then what happens to sugar when it dissolves in water? It diffuses and go inside the water. Where does it go? Where? Inside water means space in between the water molecule. The water molecule or sugar particle diffuse inside the water and occupy the space in between the water molecules. Next we will discuss about states of matter. We are familiar about 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. But apart from the solid, liquid and gas, there are 2 more states we are going to learn in this lesson, that is plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. 4th state of matter that we called as plasma and 5th state of matter that we called as Bose-Einstein condensate. So let's discuss about difference between solid, liquid and gas. In the case of solid, they have definite shape, but in the case of liquid and gases, they are not having a definite shape. In the case of solid and liquid, they have definite volume, but in the case of gases, they are not having a definite volume. In the case of solid, maximum force of attraction between the particle, but in gases, there is negligible force of attraction between the particle. Compared to solid, less force of attraction between the particle is in solid, liquid. Here you can see that particles are tightly packed in the case of solids and somewhat loosely packed in the case of liquid and somewhat freely packed in the case of gases. So here you can identify that here more force of attraction between the particle, here comparatively less force, and here negligible force of attraction between the particle, because in gases particles are far away from each other. So when we are discussing about kinetic energy, solids are closely packed, so they can't move more. So very less kinetic energy in the case of solids. Kinetic energy is very less in the case of solid, and compared to solid, liquid have little more kinetic energy. And in the case of gases, very high kinetic energy. And in the case of solid, particle can't move, they'll be in the fixed position. But in the case of liquid, they slide over one another. In the case of gases, they will move very freely. So when we are discussing about density, solid have high density, compared to solid less density in liquid, and gases are having very low density. What is density? Density is mass per volume. Means how heavier the object is in an unit area. So here volume, when we are keeping fixed, what mass is there in particular volume, that depends on the density. I'll show you. Here you can see the molecules, how molecules are arranged in solid, liquid and gas. Here I am taking particular volume, upside some portion I am taking, in same portion I am taking in liquid also, gas also. Volume is fixed here. While you are counting the number of particles present in a particular area, you can see that the number of particles is high in solid, and the case of liquid the marked area number of particles is less. In the case of gases, compared to liquid, very less. So here if you are discussing these three, the molecules are more in this marked area of solid, so it have higher heaviness, more heaviness, so more density. Here compared to this, less, so compared to solid, less density. Here very less number of particles, so very low density. Last point is that in the case of solid, they can't flow. We know they are rigid, they are in a fixed position. But in the case of liquid and gases, they can flow. So next we are going to discuss about, can matter change its state? Can it change? Yeah, we know. 3 states of water. Ice is the solid, water is the liquid state, water vapor is the gaseous state. Obviously, matter can change its state. How they will change their state? When we will provide heat to ice or temperature to ice, it will convert to liquid. Again, when you are heating the water or providing temperature, it will convert to gas. Again, when we are cooling water vapor, it will convert to water. Again, when we are cooling water, you will get ice. So, which means that by increasing and decreasing temperature, we can change the state of matter. So this is an indication that matter can change its state. First one we will discuss about what happens when temperature increases. In the case of solid, when temperature increases, we already learned kinetic energy also increases. When kinetic energy increases, force of attraction between the particle decreases. So the particles will be start moving away from each other. So which leads to conversion of solid into liquid. What happens when we will provide temperature to solid? Kinetic energy increases, which leads to the decrease of force of attraction between the particles, and particle will be away from each other and they'll start converting to liquid. Next one, what is melting point? The temperature at which solid melt into become liquid at atmospheric pressure, that we called as melting point. Melting point is nothing, at what temperature solid melt to become liquid. That particular temperature we called as melting point. So the melting point of ice is 273.16 Kelvin. Otherwise you can say that 0 degree Celsius. So what is fusion? The process of conversion of solid into liquid. That process we called as fusion. At what temperature solid convert to liquid? That particular temperature we called as melting point. The conversion of solid to liquid, that we called as fusion. In melting process, once a solid reaches its melting point, its temperature does not increase further. So where does all the heat go? The heat present in the solid at time of melting is used by particles to diminish the force of attraction between each other. Means once at a time melting point, if again and again if you are providing temperature also, temperature does not rise, because all the extra temperature what we are providing, they will use to break or diminish means break the force of attraction between the particles. If they break force of attraction between the particles will go away from each other. So the conversion of solid into liquid. So what is latent heat? Latent heat is that the heat energy used to break the force of attraction between the particles of matter. Why this latent heat means hidden heat. Hidden heat. Next is that latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion. The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at its melting point. That is known as latent heat of fusion. The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point. So in the case of liquid, when temperature increases, what will happen? So same thing as discussed in the solid. When in liquid, when temperature increases, kinetic energy also increases, which leads decreasing the force of attraction between the particle. So which it continues means the liquid start to converting into gas. Liquid start converting into gas. Boiling point means at what temperature liquid convert to gas. That particular temperature that we called as boiling point. The temperature at which the liquid start boiling at the atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. For example, boiling point of water is that 373 Kelvin means 100 degrees Celsius. Vaporization means conversion of liquid into gas. That conversion process that we called as vaporization. So what is latent heat of vaporization? The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of liquid into gas at atmospheric pressure at its boiling point. Latent heat of vaporization means heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of liquid into gas at its boiling point. So what happens when temperature decreases? Opposite to this. When temperature decreases, in the case of gases, kinetic energy also decreases. The force of attraction between the particles will be more. They will come more closer to each other. Condensation is the process conversion of gas into liquid. So example is that the formation of clouds is due to the condensation of water vapor. In the case of liquids, when temperature decreases, kinetic energy also decreases and particles will come more closer and liquids start converting into solid. Example, formation of ice. Another one important process is that sublimation, conversion of solid into solid to gas. That particular process to be called as sublimation, and conversion of gas to solid also, if you want you can say that sublimation, but actual process is that deposition. Here in the case of sublimation, there is no liquid state, directly solid to gas, gas to solid. Example, camphor. If you are burning camphor, it directly convert to gas without going to liquid state or phase. So by increasing temperature and decreasing temperature, what happens in state of matter? In this diagram, in a glance you will get an idea. Conversion of solid to liquid, that we called as melting, or otherwise you can say that fusion. Then liquid to gas, it is vaporization or evaporation. Gas to liquid, when we are decreasing the temperature or cooling gas, you will get liquid. That process we called as condensation. Again, if you are cooling the liquid, you will get solid, that is solidification. Conversion of solid into gas, that is sublimation. Gas into solid, deposition. We discussed about effect of change of temperature in change of state. Now we are discussing about what is the role of pressure in this. By applying pressure, we can bring the particles of matter close to each other, thereby increasing the force of attraction among the particles. So when we compress or applying pressure, and decreasing the temperature, the gas we can change into liquid. By decreasing temperature and applying more pressure, we can change the gas into liquid. Common example, LPG. In everyone home, gas will be there, gas cylinder will be there. Inside gas cylinder, that LPG, liquid petroleum gas, is in the form of liquid, because inside cylinder they gave a more pressure, and they reduce the temperature. When we open the lid, it will come outside. At that time, outside temperature is more and pressure is less compared to inside, so directly it will turn into gas. So what is dry ice? Solid carbon dioxide is known as dry ice. It is directly turned into gas by decreasing temperature and increasing pressure. So next, last topic is that what is evaporation? The particles of liquid have more kinetic energy, therefore they start to overcome the force of attraction and convert into vapor without any external forces. So evaporation means it will happen below its boiling point. The temperature or the phenomenon of change of liquid into vapor, at any given temperature but below its boiling point. In the case of water, it is below its boiling point, below 100 degree Celsius. Below 100 degree Celsius, that we called as evaporation. It reaches 100 degree or more than 100 degree, that is boiling. That start boiling. So the phenomenon which happened, or the state of conversion of liquid into gas or water into water vapor below its boiling point, that we called as evaporation. Common example is that hanging clothes for drying. If you are hanging clothes for drying, what is actual process happening in that? That is evaporation. So here in this diagram, clearly you can see that here process of conversion of liquid into vapor. Here also process of conversion of liquid into vapor. But in the case of evaporation, there is no bubbles. But in the case of boiling, you can see the bubbles. So there are some factors which affect evaporation. First one is that surface area, next one temperature, next one humidity and wind speed. In the case of wind speed and temperature, surface area, when these three are increases, evaporation also increases. But in the case of humidity, when humidity increases, evaporation decreases, because humidity means water content in the, or water content present in the air or atmosphere. So imagine that we are keeping clothes to dry, so evaporation should happen here, there. So humidity is more in the atmosphere, or water content is more in the atmosphere, clothes will not dry faster, because evaporation will not happen very fastly. Already water vapors are there, again water will not convert to water vapor. So here, when humidity increases, evaporation decreases. All others, surface area, temperature, wind speed, these three increases, evaporation also increases. Next we have one question: how the evaporation causes cooling? The process evaporation uses the energy of liquid particle, therefore the particles absorb energy from the surroundings in order to compensate the energy that is being lost in the process of evaporation. This results in cooling of the surrounding area. So with example, I'll explain this. Our palm feel cool when we put some acetone or nail polish remover or nail paint remover on it. What happens when you are keeping some nail paint remover or acetone in our hand? After some times you can't see that acetone, it evaporates. How it evaporates? If you want to change the state, it needs energy. From where it will absorb energy? From our palm. So acetone absorbs heat energy from our palm to convert to water or acetone vapor, or convert to gas. Because of that, we are feeling cool. Another one example: people sprinkle water on the roofs or ground on sunny days to cool the area. Common example. Here what happens? Roofs already heat will be there. So while you are sprinkling water, that water absorb that heat for the conversion of water vapor. If water is absorbing all the heat, the roofs will be, or ground will be, cool. Another one question, we are able to sip hot tea faster in a saucer than a cup because in saucer more surface area. Already we learned that when surface area increases, evaporation also increases. Then why people wear cotton clothes in summer? Because in summer we'll sweat more. So as we said more, if you are wearing cotton clothes absorb sweat easily and it exposed to atmosphere and causing evaporation. So it makes our body cool for the faster absorption and evaporation of sweat. We are using cotton clothes in summer. Why water droplets appear on the surroundings of the glass with ice called water? There are water vapor present in the air. If you are keeping glass with ice water, what is happening there? Already water vapor will be there in the surroundings. So when they'll come and contact with the walls of the glass, that ice cold water in the means when they touch that ice cold water, they'll get cool. So water vapor present in the air converts to water because of that coolness. We already learned that when we are providing cool or when we are reducing the temperature, water vapor will convert to water. Same process is happening here also. So here we discuss different states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. Still we have two more states: plasma, fourth state, and Bose-Einstein condensate, fifth state of matter. Let's see on that. Plasma, it is the state of matter in which the particles are super excited or super energetic. They are in the form of ionized gases. Super energetic particles, and they are in the form of ionized gases. Example, if you want to say fluorescent tube, neon light tubes also consist of plasma, and a common example is that sun, stars, they are shining or they are glowing because of that ionized gases present inside them, that we called as plasma. So you can see plasma in even in suns and stars. Next state of matter is that Bose-Einstein condensate. Why the name Bose-Einstein condensate? It's discovered by Albert Einstein on the basis of the studies conducted by an Indian scientist, Satyendra Nath Bose. So the name Bose-Einstein condensate. It's formed by condensing gases of extremely low densities to much more temperature. They are condensing the gases of extremely low densities. Here we finished our lesson. We discussed what is the characteristics of particles of matter, what are a different boiling point, melting point, what is sublimation, what is evaporation, and what are the causes of cooling, providing cooling effect of evaporation. All these things we discussed in this lesson. Hope you all understood this. If you like my channel, please subscribe and